So they're pretty, I can loosen them. Alright, so they're pretty, I can loosen this one just like a tad, but they're pretty, yeah. Is that better? Yeah, this one will adjust for sure. Yeah, they work. Alright, squeeze your hand like this. Okay. Is that better? Okay. Alright, turn around for me. Go and sit back. You're all good. Got it? Okay.
On February 27th, 2022, officers conducted a spring break enforcement operation that resulted in the arrest of an 18-year-old female. The footage obtained through public records provides an instructive example of proper arrest procedures and constitutional compliance.
All right, here's the deal. I'll carry that for you. Pull your hands away from your body. There you go. I have to search your bag. Is there anything I'm going to be concerned with in your bag? Okay. Come on over here by my thingy. In the heat. What is it? Okay. Unfortunately, the jail won't take your bottles of water or your food.
Stand by, let me check.
Why'd you leave your ID?
Because I didn't need it or anything.
Oh, okay.
I mean, either way, I am underage.
Okay.
It's fair, I mean, honestly,
I understand. Thank you, ma'am.
Factory 32404. Which tower are you on?
6.
No. 417. Original caller, line 30. Have the phone number in there.
Son of a gun, you can't even read this. All right, if you want to kick your feet all the way in, they have air conditioning there.
Alright, so they're pretty, I can loosen this one just like a tad, but they're pretty, yeah. Is that better? Yeah, this one will adjust for sure. Yeah, they work. Alright, squeeze your hand like this. Okay. Is that better? Okay. Alright, turn around for me. Go and sit back. You're all good. Got it? Okay.
Alright, here, step out. Just walk her over there. Okay, do you have anything in your bag? Like a shirt or anything? Sarge, do you mind just grabbing her bag out of the back of my car?
Is it locked?
Yeah, here it's the all silver key.
Working today here.
Yep, out on the beach for spring break.
That's already started.
Oh yeah.
It was supposed to start this week.
This is day 2. Well, yesterday they had like almost full on riots out here.
Well, I thought it was the next week.
Well, that's when some of the high school starts.
Okay.
It's next week, but I think this is the precursor to the whole thing.
They can write together, right?
Yeah.
Are you pregnant, man? Pregnant? Are you pregnant? No?
It's just something he just has to ask to see if you're pregnant under the influence of any drugs, anything like that. Okay. Wait, sir? You said you had a shirt or something in here?
There's a dress in there.
There's a dress? This one? Okay. Cool. You want to help her with that?
Watch her?
And then whenever we take your hands out and put them to the front, then we're going to put your arms through the holes, okay? So just step forward. We're going to step right over. Are you putting her in front? Okay. Go ahead and put it in on. Is that it? Alright, so it's just going to go around your waist, and then the handcuffs are going to go in front, okay?
Yeah. That worked out.
See? Perfect.
Thank you. Good. Not too tight.
A little tight.
This one. Or the other one? Let me know. I don't want you to feel more uncomfortable than you already are.
Listen, you're only 18. You got the rest of your life, okay? State attorney's office is going to work with you. Do whatever they tell you to do to get it taken off your record, okay? Or reduced. Do you understand?
What you said in the head.
I hope you feel really.
The officer's first action is conducting a search incident to arrest. Under United States v. Robinson, decided in 1973, officers may search a person and their immediate possessions following a lawful arrest without obtaining a warrant. This exception to the Fourth Amendment's warrant requirement exists for two purposes: officer safety and preservation of evidence. Notice the officer asks, "Is there anything I'm going to be concerned with in your bag?" This isn't legally required, but it's tactically sound. By asking first, he reduces the risk of encountering weapons unexpectedly while still maintaining his legal authority to search. The subject states, "I am underage." This is a spontaneous statement, not the result of interrogation. Under Pennsylvania v. Muniz, decided in 1990, statements volunteered without police questioning do not require Miranda warnings. This admission likely established probable cause for the arrest. The officer's response, "I understand, thank you, ma'am," is significant. He doesn't interrogate further, doesn't ask follow-up questions. This is proper procedure. Once someone is in custody, any questioning designed to elicit incriminating responses requires Miranda warnings. The officer correctly refrains from turning this into an interrogation. Now observe the handcuffing procedure. Under Graham v. Connor, the 1989 Supreme Court decision, all uses of force must be objectively reasonable based on the totality of circumstances. Handcuffs are considered a use of force. When the subject indicates discomfort, the officer immediately checks and adjusts them. This is more than courtesy. It's constitutional obligation. Handcuffs that are unnecessarily tight can constitute excessive force. Several federal circuits have held that failing to adjust handcuffs when a subject complains of pain can violate the Fourth Amendment's prohibition on excessive force. The officer then applies what's called a belly chain or transport belt. This allows the handcuffs to be repositioned to the front, connected to a chain around the waist. For longer transports, this is considered best practice, as it reduces strain on the shoulders and wrists while maintaining security. Many departments require this for transports exceeding 15 minutes. The officer asks two specific questions: whether she's pregnant and whether she's under the influence of drugs. These fall under the booking exception to Miranda, established in Pennsylvania versus Muniz. Routine administrative questions, asked for legitimate booking purposes, don't require Miranda warnings, even when the subject is in custody. The key distinction is whether questions are reasonably related to administrative concerns or designed to elicit incriminating statements about the offense. Here, pregnancy status affects housing decisions at the jail, and drug influence affects medical screening protocols. These are proper booking questions. The officer's casual conversation about spring break serves a tactical purpose. Research in procedural justice shows that when officers explain their actions and maintain conversational rapport, subjects are significantly less likely to resist and more likely to comply with the legal process. This isn't just good customer service. It's evidence-based tactics. The mention of riots the previous day provides critical context. Courts evaluating police actions under Graham versus Connor must consider the totality of circumstances known to the officer. An environment with recent civil unrest justifies heightened caution and may affect what level of force or control is deemed reasonable. The officer's statement to the subject: "You're only 18. You got the rest of your life ahead of you. State Attorney's Office is going to work with you," exceeds his legal obligations, but represents best practices in community policing. Research shows that procedural justice, the perception of fair treatment during police encounters, significantly affects public cooperation with law enforcement. From a Fourth Amendment perspective, this arrest appears constitutional. The subject's admission of being underage in a context suggesting alcohol violations provides probable cause. The search of her bag is justified as incident to arrest under Robinson. The restraints used are reasonable under Graham versus Connor. Regarding Miranda, no violation occurred here. The officer asked only booking questions and received voluntary statements. If he had questioned her about the offense itself, Miranda would be required. The distinction matters. "What's your name?" doesn't require Miranda. "How much did you drink?" does. Officer grade, A-. Excellent communication, proper procedures, appropriate force, and genuine compassion. The minor deduction reflects that we cannot verify all constitutional requirements were met before the footage begins, particularly the establishment of probable cause. Subject grade, B+. She remained calm, complied with all instructions, and handled a stressful situation with maturity. The grade reflects that the situation itself was avoidable, but once arrested, her conduct was exemplary. 3 critical lessons. First, officers who communicate clearly and show basic human decency create safer encounters for everyone. Second, subjects who comply with lawful orders, even when they disagree with the arrest, protect themselves from additional charges and potential use of force. Third, one mistake at 18 doesn't define a life, but how both sides handle that moment matters tremendously. Let us know if there is an interaction or legal topic that you would like us to discuss in the comments below. Thank you for watching.